The first style that I think you should pay attention to, and I think it's the simplest and the easiest to pay attention to, is one-liners. The best, in my opinion, of one-liners is Mitch Hedberg. He has some excellent jokes, and they're not really put together at all. So, for example, he has a joke that says, "I'm against picketing, but I don't know how to show it." That's it. That's the joke. It's simple. It's straightforward. I highly recommend that you go look up Mitch Hedberg. I may very well put a document in this particular lesson where you can look at Mitch Hedberg one-liners. So take a look out for that. It's a setup and a punch. That's it. It's a setup and a punch. I'm against picketing. There's your setup. Your punchline is, but I don't know how to show it. You're making the audience think just a little bit, so you're not constantly just putting it out right in front of them. One of the concepts that I like to talk about in one-liners is the third leg. So the third leg of the joke is the part that the audience understands without you having to mention it. And I'll talk about a really unfunny joke that helps understand this example. So a man walks into a bar. The man happens to be a skeleton. He walks into the bar and he asks for a beer and a bucket. And that's the joke. It's an unfunny joke. Take a moment to think about it. Skeleton walks into a bar, asks for a beer and a bucket. So the third leg of the joke is the fact that obviously he's going to pick up the beer, drink it. He's a skeleton. It's going to run straight through him. And instead of making a mess, he politely will let it run into a bucket. Much the same as the Mitch Hedberg joke that we just talked about. I'm against picketing, but I don't know how to show it. Right? If he was to reveal the third leg of that joke there, he would say, I'm against picketing, but because I'm against picketing, I won't picket, so I'm not sure how to display my displeasure of picketing. Right? If there's one way to make a joke really unfunny, it's to over-explain it. So remember when you're writing a joke to use the least amount of words possible to get to the point. Give us the least amount of context necessary to deliver the punchline. Don't oversell your story or your joke. Trust that your audience is smart. One-liners typically used to involve puns and then like an immediate expansion to kind of grow that universe. Mitch's joke isn't necessarily a pun, but he does expand the world. And what I mean by that is he's created this world where he's against picketing, so we figure there's something that has to do with picketing, and then he's speaking directly against that by saying, I don't know how to show it. So that's one-liners. Your task now is to go visit YouTube, check out Mitch Hedberg, Demetri Martin, Stephen Wright, and they're all one-liner comedians. Take a look at their style and how they write. And before you work on the next piece of this particular lesson, I'd like you to write 5 one-liners and see how they turn out.